If you love podcasting as much as I do, you may be considering starting your own. Starting a podcast has been one of the best decisions I have ever made, but getting started can feel overwhelming. Buzzsprout is the easiest and most professional way to start a podcast. Buzzsprout has helped over 100,000 people launch their own podcasts, including me. Buzzsprout will launch your show on all of the major podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Play, to name a few. You also get a podcast website, audio players that can be dropped into other websites, and stats of who is listening, and so much more. Buzzsprout also publishes blog posts, podcasts, and YouTube videos every week. They are great tools and have useful information from expert podcasters. To start your own podcast and get a $20 Amazon gift card, follow the link in our show notes. This lets Buzzsprout know that I sent you, and it supports my show. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to start a podcast.
Crime, Wine, and Chaos contains adult language and graphic content. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey listeners, I'm Amber.
And I'm Jade, and this is Crime, Wine, and Chaos.
Hello. Welcome back, Jade.
Guess who's back?
Back again.
Dun, dun, dun.
So I wanted to say, I don't want to use a name, but a listener from West Virginia reached out on the Crime, Wine, and Chaos Facebook page and specifically wanted to know when you were back because you're hilarious. So if I make a promise, I deliver. So here she is.
Guess who's back? I'm back, guys. I'm back.
My daughter Jade is joining me as my co-host today. Thank you, Jade.
No problemo anytime, girl.
Real quick, I'm drinking something that I'm going to say that says L-A-Z, and it's Las Maria.
Is it cursive?
That's a Z.
That's a Z.
Las Maria. It's a red wine from Chile. It is really, really delicious. What's you drinking? What you drinking? I've only had 2 sips. What are you drinking?
You really only 2 sips?
Mm-hmm.
I'm having just some Mexican Coca-Cola.
Perfect. How's that treating you?
I mean, I think that this is better than the Americanized one. I think it's because this has like legit real sugar in it rather than the fakey shit that makes things very makes your teeth feel rotten when you drink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that,
I do.
that soda thing where like your teeth just feel like sticky.
Mm-hmm. Ew. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Just like,
I do know what you're talking about.
But
yeah.
this is like,
I feel that if I chew like bubble gum.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna need to get you a coaster because that's gonna be a no. There you go. Yep, perfect. Well, do you have any updates? Anything for the good of the order before we dive into?
Did you see that new show about Jeffrey Dahmer is going nuts?
I know, and I've heard, I haven't done a lot of research, but I heard that the victims' families weren't very happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they weren't, I don't know if they weren't consulted or if they just don't like that it's been so commercialized and made Hollywood and all the things. So I haven't watched it, and I feel some type of way about watching it because of that.
Right.
So,
it is all over TikTok right now.
Have you watched it?
No, but I've watched a lot of clips of it from TikTok, and yeah, like it feels very like, it feels too real.
Oh, really? It's like, it's really creepy.
Really, really creepy.
Huh.
Like, it just feels too realistic. Like,
yeah.
I mean, Evan Peters is a really good actor, you know, and he does a really good job at acting like Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, too good. And that's why it's like, just, you get that, like, gross, sick feeling in your stomach.
Yeah.
And it kind of breaks my heart. But, you know, maybe that's just what the person that directed it intended, for it to be that bleak.
Well, I'm sure, yeah. I just think that anytime you're talking about a story that is real, where people truly were impacted, you need to move through that.
You need to be very careful
You need to be very careful, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shit, sister. I don't really have any new information. I've been binge listening to this new podcast. Well, it's probably not new. It's new to me, and I'm really loving it. It's Danny Shapiro's Family Secrets. It's so good.
Really?
It's so good. Yeah. She does a really good job. So I recommend that. It's fucking amazing. And yeah, I've got crime. Are you ready to dive in?
Let's dive in.
Let's dive in. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about a couple, Morgan and Rodney Metzer. Okay? Metzer. They started dating when Morgan was 15 years old, and Rodney was her first love. It's very sweet. Yeah, okay. So they went to all of the formal school dances together, like prom and homecoming, and, it was first love. That first love is intoxicating.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that. Very few people actually, start there and end there, but
yeah.
So anyway, Morgan's dad always said that he didn't have a good feeling about Rodney, but
How
Morgan,
old's Rodney?
He's like he might be a grade above her, but basically they're the same age. They're in high school.
Got it.
He didn't have a good feeling about him, but Morgan, she never felt that. She said he was amazing. She felt like she was on top of the world when she was with him. She was madly in love. I mean, we've all been there at 15, right? Yeah. After high school, they moved in with each other, and after a year and a half, they got engaged, and they ended up getting married when Morgan was 21.
Damn, just speed it through, just speeding it up. Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever you want, I guess.
Yeah. So even after they had been dating for a few years, Morgan was unaware of how wealthy Rodney's family was. So during their relationship, Rodney inherited his aunt and uncle's stock accounts, and so he would spend his day trading in the stock market.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
But when things didn't go his way, he would get extremely angry.
Okay, buddy. Calm your ass.
Calm your ass.
Don't get your dick in a twist.
Oh. Okay. So she would hear him in his office yelling and swearing, and more than once he slammed the door so hard that it almost broke, fell off the hinges.
Eesh.
Mm-hmm. And over time, his behavior escalated.
How does it escalate from there?
Well, I'll tell you.
Oh, great.
He would punch holes in the walls and throw things. Yeah. And Morgan would try to calm him down or ask what she could do to help him, but that would just agitate him further. Yeah, because he's a dick. She didn't like this behavior, but she also knew that he came from a family that yelled a lot, so she didn't necessarily think it was something to be too concerned about.
I'm sorry. I mean, she's young. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if my man yelled at me like that, I'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah, that's easier said than done, though.
That is true.
Very difficult.
Yes, that's true. All right, well.
So Morgan gets pregnant with twins.
Oh.
And she is over the moon excited. But Rodney seems to be irritated and inconvenienced at being a dad. This guy sucks.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So if the kids wanted to sleep with them, he wouldn't allow it. He had rules about what they were allowed to play with. What? They weren't allowed to play with anything that was messy.
Huh.
I mean, kids are messy, and playing with messy stuff is fun.
Right?
Yeah. And he would yell at them if they spilled something. Yeah. That shit pisses me off.
No kidding.
Don't yell because someone is human and accidentally spilled something.
Is clumsy. Yeah.
I'm 40 years old and I spill shit all the time. I'm actually 41, but but I literally just forgot my age. I'm that old.
Okay, well, it's okay. I don't even know what year it is half the time.
Me either. So Morgan got into the habit of taking the kids into the large closet in her daughter's room and locking the door whenever Rodney became angry.
Oh.
And she would make it seem like a game so that the kids wouldn't be scared.
Well, that's so sad.
I know. Yeah. And Rodney would be outside of the door pacing back and forth and yelling. And he would yell things at Morgan like she was a bitch and a horrible mother. She would be in the closet anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours, depending on how long it took for him to cool down. And she would put headphones on her kiddos so that they didn't hear him losing his shit. She said that she never was physically afraid of him. Like, she didn't think he would harm her or the kids. And that since he'd been the only person she had ever been with, she didn't realize that her relationship wasn't normal.
Oh.
I mean, if you have nothing to compare it to.
Poor girl.
I know. So his outbursts get more and more aggressive, and she starts taking the kids to her parents' house so that she can shield them from his fucking bullshit. And one night Rodney is having an episode, and Morgan decided that it was too much for her and the kids, so she starts getting them in the car so that she can go to her parents' house. So she gets in the car in the garage. Both kids are buckled into their car seats. And when Morgan turns around to get in the driver's seat, Rodney is standing there with a gun to his head. Yeah, this is so fucking manipulative. So Morgan freaks out and screams and covers her eyes, but Rodney just turned around and went back into the house. And he would use these kind of tactics to manipulate her into not leaving with the kids and like brainwash her, basically.
Oh,
yeah. To the point where she believed that she was the one being erratic by thinking that she needed to go to her parents' house.
What?
Yeah. He would just totally fucking gaslight her, like give her this big guilt trip, and then she felt like she was overreacting. Mm-hmm.
This poor girl. Like,
That's what abuse looks like. I know.
Oh, yeah.
So Morgan said that Rodney became more and more of a master manipulator. She said that he could manipulate just about any situation. And during another heated argument, Morgan felt like it had escalated to the point of her needing to leave with the kids again. But when she told him that this is what she was going to do, Rodney told her that she wasn't going to leave and that she couldn't take his kids. So as they're walking up the stairs, he intentionally falls back and throws himself down the stairs and then looks up at his kids and said, "Mommy just pushed me. Can you believe it?"
This douche.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't imagine. That's fucking ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
That's so pathetic.
Mm-hmm. So, one day they're having a typical afternoon. Rodney would regularly read the paper, and he specifically focused on the current events in the area section. In the current events in the area, section, Amber. I'm like, what?
The
end. He would inform Morgan of any recent crime in the area so that she would know. He would tell her exactly what she needed to do if she was ever attacked. And he told her that she needed to scratch or bite and do anything that she could to get her DNA on the attacker. He also gave her the hint that she needed to focus her attention on the skin where the shirt, like the shirt sleeve ends and the potential gloves meet up so that she could get a skin color. Right? These are actually good tips, but they're fucking chilling later, and you'll hear why.
Yeah, that's...
Mm-hmm. He also told her that if she was ever sexually assaulted, that she should just lay there and let it happen because fighting would only make it worse and more painful.
What?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no.
Well, in some instances that might be true,
yeah,
but the reason he's saying this is chilling. So.
Yeah, like, I mean, in some instances there literally isn't anything you can do.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's even saying that in the first place just makes my stomach turn a little bit. It's very strange. But she's interpreting this as he's looking out for her. You know? I know. So over time, Rodney becomes more and more comfortable with having his outbursts in public. So one of their friends was hosting a birthday party on a boat, and Morgan and Rodney dropped the kids off with Morgan's parents, and they decided they were going to have a fun, kid-free weekend on a boat. Sounds fucking amazing. Excuse me.
What?
I'm kidding.
Okay, you're not a kid, first of all. And don't you like having the house to yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay, well
I'm
then.
joking.
I can't say anything around here. Tough crowd.
Excuse
me. I
was kidding.
I'm just kidding. So, they go to this boat party. Everyone's drinking and having a good time. And just as it was starting to get dark, Morgan decided to go down to their room. And shortly after she gets in the room, Rodney comes in and he starts telling Morgan that she's embarrassing him and she's acting immature. I don't know. He said that she was being annoying and making a spectacle of herself because she had been drinking, but I don't think that she was doing anything other than just having a good time. So she was like, fine, whatever. I'm just going to go to bed. And that is when he, out of nowhere, punches her in the face.
Oh.
Yeah. And he is repeatedly hitting her. And when he finally stops and turns the light on, there is blood everywhere.
Oh,
mm-hmm. Yeah. Then he says that she was being aggressive and that she always gets too aggressive when she drinks. And he said he's just trying to calm her down.
What?
Uh-huh.
Calm her down by punching her in the face?
Yeah. And then he says, I still love you. I'm not mad about what you did.
I'm sorry.
It makes me so fucking mad even to read this story.
I'm not mad. What are you talking about?
He made it seem like she was being nuts and he was trying to get her under control. Mm-hmm.
This guy's an idiot.
He says that she just needs a little bit of help so that she stops hurting herself. And he convinces her that it was her fault. Yep. But the friends on the boat didn't buy Rod's story, but those same friends stopped talking to Morgan because they didn't understand how she could not have enough self-respect to put up with that. Yeah, fuck those friends. Fuck those friends.
Those are not friends.
Uh-huh.
That's the last thing that you want to ever do.
Yeah. Don't fucking ditch your friends when they're in a domestic violence situation.
No. You support them no matter what, and you try and get them out of their situation as much as you can.
Yeah. Uh-huh. So, Morgan said that her and Rodney always had a healthy sex life, but as time went on, the healthy sex life didn't seem to be enough for him. There were times when she said no, and he would get aggressive and force himself on her. She would be telling him the entire time to stop, and he wouldn't. He would just finish, and then tell her that she obviously liked it, and to stop being so dramatic.
You know, I listen to, like, murder stories, and you always think, like, what drives people to do this? How could they get that angry? You know? But in her case, like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I understand why.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you just fucking have enough.
Yep.
You know? And I just hope that she, like, at the end, like, knows that she's not... doesn't deserve that shit.
Yeah.
She's worth more than that.
Yeah, I think she does. We'll get there.
Okay.
She's kind of a fucking badass. So,
ooh, okay.
It was after Rod started raping her regularly that she knew that she had to leave the marriage. Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm. So she files for divorce and goes to her parents' house, but Rodney refuses to leave her alone. He blows up her phone constantly and even sits in her parents' driveway and won't leave. Yeah. So now he's fucking stalking her. He says it's because he wants to see his kids, but that's fucking bullshit because he didn't even like being a dad in the first place.
Exactly. That's stupid.
And Morgan's parents go out and ask him to leave and he refuses. So they eventually call the police. And the police come out and they tell him that he's not allowed to sit in someone's driveway because he's on private property. So he just moves his car to the street in front of the house and sits there.
What?
I know.
Yeah, sure. That's different. Yeah.
Well, he stayed there for about 2 hours before finally leaving.
Oh my God.
Eventually, he signs the divorce papers, but he tells Morgan that he is still going to win her back and he won't leave her alone. Morgan was the one who was able to stay in the house after the divorce, and Morgan added several more cameras to her security system in the front and back of the house, and she changed the locks. So she made sure to take Rodney's name off of the account for the security system, changed the password, all the things, right?
Good, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was a few weeks after Rod moved out, and it's Halloween time. And Morgan is at home with her kids, and her parents are there carving pumpkins with them. And just as they're about to get started with the pumpkin carving, Rodney shows up and just walks into the house like everything was normal.
What?
Yeah. He's like, hey, we're going to carve pumpkins. Hey, I'm here. Daddy's here.
Oh
yeah.
My God.
Mm-hmm. And of course, the kids are excited to see him, and Morgan doesn't want to upset them or start anything in front of them, so she just deals with it.
Huh?
It's hard when you have little kids.
Yeah, but...
it's hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the night, she tells him that he can't just walk into the house. It's her house, and he can be arrested for trespassing. And of course, he gets really fucking angry and leaves. Then at Thanksgiving, he showed up and did the same thing again. And on Christmas, he does it again. Yeah. Fucking psycho.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, Morgan's getting really scared. And Rodney is clearly like, he's obsessed with her and stalking her.
Yeah.
And on New Year's Eve, she gets a long email from Rodney, and he tells her that he may have pancreatic cancer. Mm-hmm. He said that he's alone and afraid, and he needed Morgan's emotional support.
Mm-hmm.
So because he is the father of her children and she cares for him, she tells him that he can stay on her couch for a while.
Are you... See, personally, I wouldn't buy that bullshit, but you know what? I'm not her, so yeah. So, immediately after being back in the house, he starts trying to convince Morgan to get back together with him. And she just keeps telling him no. Mm-hmm.
And eventually he gets really fucking angry, so he packs up his things and he leaves.
Good.
By the following New Year's Eve, it's 2020, Rodney is reaching out to her again and asking if she would let him take her out on a date. Because he wants to win her back, and he promises that he has changed. She texts him back and says, I'm turning off my phone for the evening. I'm going to stay at my parents' house for the night. Like, leave me alone, right?
Right.
But instead, she went back to her own house, and she's alone. She's at home. Her kids are with her sister, and she's just going to have a chill night in for New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
So it's about 8 o'clock, and she decides she's going to watch a movie. So she gets in her PJs, she pops some popcorn, turns off all the lights, sets the security alarm. And that's when she gets this really bad, uneasy feeling like someone's watching her.
That gives me the tingles.
Mm-hmm. The tingles are what happen when you have third-party embarrassment. Are you embarrassed?
No, it's not the
Does it give you the creeps?
Like, you like creeps. Like, my whole body's just like, ugh. Yeah.
So she convinces herself to just relax. So she sits down, she watches her movie. When the movie gets over, she gets up, goes to bed, and she is instantly asleep.
Mm-hmm.
She wakes up in the middle of the night, not because she heard a noise, but because she felt like someone was staring at her. There's nothing more terrifying than waking up because you feel like someone's staring at you.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling in the entire world.
Oh, God, I hate it. So she opens her eyes and she sees a figure standing in her bedroom doorway.
Hell no.
Hell no. So she screams as loud as she could, and the person in her doorway jumps on her. She's still under the covers because she didn't have time to get out from under the covers, and the man puts a gun to her face. He has a mask on covering his face, and he also had some sort of voice altering device that he was using that made his voice like really deep and like robot sounding.
Whoa.
Which is fucking creepy. Whoa.
What?
Whoa.
I just didn't think that he'd stoop that far.
Well, we don't know who it is yet.
I have a feeling I know who it is, but let's keep going. Maybe I'm wrong.
So, he tells her that she's messed with the wrong people and she's going to pay. He asks her where her jewelry is, and she tells him that she doesn't have any. And then she remembers the things that Rodney had told her. So she first tries to leave some kind of mark on his body, but before she can, he pins her arms down.
Oh, jeez.
She looks at his wrists to see the skin color, but his sleeves are tucked into his gloves and she can't see his skin. And then he starts beating her with the gun.
This guy is psycho.
He flips her over on her stomach and zip ties her hands behind her back, and he pushes her face into the pillow to smother her. And just as she's about to pass out, her last thought was that if she hadn't left Rodney, she would have someone with her right now to keep her safe, and this wouldn't be happening.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's so sad.
He then puts a pillowcase. So she, just before she's about to like fully pass out, he lets go. And so she's able to get like a deep breath. And then he puts a pillowcase over her head, walks her outside, and pushes her down on the deck. Then he tells her that she's going to wish she had never done this. I don't know what that fucking means. This guy's an idiot. Then he tells her that she is not allowed to get up until she hears 3 car honks. And if she doesn't comply, he's going to shoot her in the face. And then she heard the man walk off the deck, and she waited. And she waited for a long time and never heard any car honks. Right? Then she hears footsteps of someone walking down the sidewalk coming towards her. Right? So she's like freaking out like he's coming back. And then she hears Rodney screaming, "Oh my God, what happened? What happened? What happened?" So the pillowcase is taken off of her head and Rodney's standing there. And he looked shocked when he saw her face because she was like hit with a gun and she's like bleeding and right. But she does not believe that Rodney just happened to be walking by her house at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No. Yeah.
2 o'clock in the morning?
No.
Yeah. She asks him if he did this, and he said no. He said that he was at home, and someone tapped on his window and told him that she was in danger.
This guy.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
She said that he wouldn't really, he said that he couldn't really make out what the person was saying, so he just jumped in his car and came straight over. Mm-hmm. So she asks him how he knew that she was there, because the last time they spoke, she told him that she was staying at her parents' house, right?
Right.
And he was like, oh, I just naturally came straight to your house. I didn't think about it. Right? So she knows that this is total bullshit and that he did this. But she's also alone with him, zip-tied, and it's 2:00 in the morning, right? So she's got to play it smart.
Mm-hmm.
So she just decides that she needed to not continue to ask him questions and provoke him. He calls 911 and said, we just had a break-in, but we're fine. It's no big deal. Even though she clearly needs medical attention and she's like bleeding, right?
Uh-huh, yeah.
The police arrive and he tells them the same story that he told Morgan, that someone tapped on his window and told him that Morgan was in trouble. Uh-huh. And the story is totally fucking ridiculous, and the police aren't believing any of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
An officer asks Morgan if she thought it was possible that Rodney did this, and she's like, hell yes, he did this, right? They arrest him, and police find the zip ties in his apartment. They also found a letter to Morgan and a suicide note, so it was clear that his plan was to kill Morgan and then kill himself, right? They also found Google searches on his computer about how to kill someone.
What?
Why would you just Google how to kill someone? I mean, what? Fucking idiot.
How to kill. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So he ends up pleading guilty to kidnapping and aggravated assault and was sentenced. It didn't say how many years he was sentenced to, but he's going to be spending a long time in prison.
He better.
Yep. And that is the story of Morgan and Rodney Metzer.
What the fuck?
Can you imagine your husband doing that to you?
No. No. Hell no.
Mm-mm. Really quick, my sources, an episode of Evil Lives Here, season 12, episode 5, fox5atlanta.com, ajc.com, and thecinemaholic.com.
Well, damn. All right. Well, okay. Did it... What I want to know is, was he just fucked up as a person, or is there like a mental illness in there?
Well, I think that that I read, did he have any diagnosis, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a mental illness. I think that someone that is doing that clearly has something wrong with them, you know?
Because the suicide notes also are telling me that it's not just like him. I mean, maybe it's him just being manipulative, period, but the fact that he did it without like her, like writing the suicide note without her knowledge, you know, wouldn't he, if he was trying to manipulate her, be like, I wrote a suicide note because I'm going to do it?
Yeah, I think that he was obsessed with her and didn't know how to live without her. But I also think that while he had the opportunity to kill her, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know? And then I don't know if his story that he told her and the police was so fucking bad that I don't know if that was never the plan, if he just planned on killing her, but he had to pivot really quickly by pretending to come back and be the hero.
Yeah.
And that's why his story was so fucking bad, is because nobody would believe that. And it was maybe a last minute decision, which is
kind of what I was,
you know, I don't know, but he was clearly obsessed with her and also obsessed with just having a person that he could manipulate and control. And when that was taken away, he fucking was out of control.
Hey.
And so he is where he belongs right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Anyway, how's your Mexican Coke? Is it satisfying you? You need a refill or what?
I mean, I don't think I really have a refill for this.
Oh, that's all you got.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some chaos for me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I am anxious to hear.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a little disclaimer here.
Okay.
So these are two stories, and they're not related to each other, but the internet has memed them together.
Okay.
So, like, memed them and dubbed them together.
They shipped them.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So that's why they're together.
See what I did there?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so hip.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna do a little introduction into this. All right, a little bit of a. I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna try and be all cool here with my All right.
Let me know how that works out for you.
I don't know.
Okay.
You think Batman and the Joker are the crazy superhero supervillain duo? Nay. Introducing Penis Man and the Mad Pooper.
I'm sorry. What? Okay. I need to know more.
So, who would you like to hear about first? Penis Man or the Mad Pooper?
Those are my two choices? Jesus Christ. Well, let's just go with Penis Man because he came first in the order.
Uh-huh. Okay, so who is Penis Man?
Yes.
Well, he is a graffiti artist who started in Tempe, Arizona. Tempe?
How's it spelled?
Tempe?
Maybe Tempe.
I'll say Tempe.
Okay, great.
Okay, Tempe, Arizona, who would just write the words Penis Man on abandoned buildings, traffic lights, poles, dumpsters, and even couches like thrown in the trash.
Did he have cool letters or was it just Penis Man?
It was literally just him writing Penis Man.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So, yeah, he was writing it everywhere around Arizona. That's where it started. Reporter Zach Crenshaw featured a number of photos of the tags, including a traffic sign that warned drivers to look for Penis Man.
Okay.
So the clip and the pictures was shared widely online and written about by national outlets, including New York Magazine. So when people tried to report Penis Man, police officials, you're you're holding it in. Mm-hmm. Police officials told the station that they have received over 300,000 complaints about graffiti in 2019 alone.
Shit.
And a lot of them were about Penis Man.
Okay.
And they've been working on trying to scrub off these tags. But after a while, Penis Man started showing up everywhere in other cities, and the tag Penis Man just started showing up like literally everywhere. Not just Arizona, like other states too.
So he's not traveling, he is striking a trend.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. So like there is now more than one Penis Man.
Great.
So
the world doesn't need more than one Penis Man.
Ha. On January 28th, 2020, an article on Daily News posted that a man in Arizona was arrested who people believe to be the original Penis Man. Mom.
Penis Man, oh, Jade. Okay.
Because he was spotted doing several tags of Penis Man in Arizona. So, according to Phoenix New Times, a man named Dustin Schomer was apprehended by, quote, 25 heavily armed SWAT officers.
Oh my God, for graffiti?
Yeah, for
Calm
graffiti.
Down.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
He claimed that they raided his car and his condo.
Okay.
And pointed a silenced assault rifle in his face and denied him medical attention when he was incarcerated.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So, quote, this is what he says, quote, anyone with any doubt who the bad guys are here, be certain it is the city of Tempe, city of Phoenix, and police forces valley-wide, he said. Quote, there is no excuse for pointing an AR-15 in the face of a nonviolent offender.
Agreed.
Penis Man.
Jesus Christ.
So, also he stated that some of the detectives there who interviewed him seemed to actually be fans of Penis Man and laughed with him on his antics while others were obviously disgusted. But a lot of people were like, oh, you're Penis Man, hey!
Can I get a picture?
Yeah.
Okay, is he just writing the words Penis Man?
Yeah, that's literally
he's
all
not
he's
drawing
doing.
a penis.
No.
It's just Penis Man.
It's literally
of
just
all
him
the
saying
things,
Penis Man. That's
of all
all
the
that he's
things
saying.
you could
yeah,
be.
that's the only like just Penis Man.
Okay, great.
So when he was interviewed, he also stated that Penis Man is neither man nor woman. You nor me. We are all Penis Man. Mom, we are all the Penis Man.
Dig deep and find the Penis Man within.
Find your chakra, open your eye,
Open your third eye.
and seek deep within the Penis Man. I'm sorry, Dustin. What the fuck? What the fuck? Is this religion? What?
You know what? There's something out there for everyone.
Oh, yeah. So, that's like one of the funniest quotes in here. I'm just going to say that. So, Dustin was booked into the Tempe City Jail on 16 counts of aggravated criminal damage, 8 counts of criminal damage, and 1 count of criminal trespassing in the first degree. So vandalism is a class 1 misdemeanor, which can make you pay around $5,000, not including the payment on the property or item that you have damaged, or 18 months in prison.
Jeez.
So it depends on, so $5,000 is usually the average that you are paying as your fine, but it also depends on like how much the thing that you damaged is worth.
You've got restitution to pay too.
Yeah, true. Totally. So like difference between like a car and like someone's house.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So Schomer started a GoFundMe page to help with his criminal charges because he claimed to be flat broke and lost his job due to his criminal record. Mm-hmm. People are not sure if he is the original Penis Man, since more people have been spotted making the tag in multiple cities around the country. So it still remains a mystery if he is the original Penis Man.
I mean, if he thinks that there is a Penis Man in all of us, then I think that he is.
Maybe. But people are saying, is he a follower of Penis Man, or is he...
Well, either way, he's
Penis
spreading
Man?
the good word. Okay.
So, again, these stories are not related to each other. They're not connected. But the internet has dubbed Penis Man being the superhero. Like, da-da-da-da, it's Penis Man.
Uh-huh.
Whereas his arch nemesis, the Mad Pooper.
Okay.
So, you want to hear about the Mad Pooper?
I think so.
So, a woman in Colorado Springs, Colorado, has been seen defecating on people's lawns.
Why, though? Why?
You'll see.
Okay, great.
She would be going on a jog like any normal person would, and then stop and pull down her shorts and leave a good old log on someone's lawn, and even would make sure that children were watching.
Okay, too far. I think I've heard about this. The jogger pooper. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Authorities have been unable to catch her. I don't know how.
She's a fast jogger.
A man recently came forward stating he was the spokesperson of the Mad Pooper.
She's got PR?
Yes.
What?
Spokesperson.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And a family friend of hers.
Uh-huh.
He claimed that she suffered brain trauma from gender reassignment surgery.
Okay. Did they drop her on her head while she was getting surgery? What does that mean?
And that then stated that dropping turds in public is a right protected by the U.S. Constitution, and that what she is doing is the equivalent of breastfeeding a child.
No, it's not.
Uh-huh.
I'm breastfeeding.
I'm breastfeeding. Just so the listeners know, I just did a little squat.
God. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god. I checked on if brain trauma happens from gender reassignment surgery. That's not a thing, by the way.
No. God.
But yeah, so local outlet CRDO interviewed Colorado Springs criminal defense attorney Jeremy Lowe about the constitutionality protected by public pooping.
It's not a thing.
And Lowe confirmed that, quote, defecating in someone's yard is definitely not protected under the First Amendment and is actually a crime.
Oh my god. Okay.
So here is like what it counts as. So it counts as public indecency, public defecation, which is a thing. Apparently that's a law. Trespassing and or vandalism.
Okay.
Public peeing or defecation can be a fine of around $250. Public indecency around $1,000, give or take, and vandalism is even more of a fine that can range from $1,000 to $5,000. And of course, community service and probation, depending on how much the vandalism is worth. Mm-hmm. Like if the house, like a house compared to something under $400.
So just like Penis Man.
So this was going on for about 2 months, and she did this at least once or twice a week, and usually in the same family's lawns.
Did she have a grudge?
I don't know.
Okay.
One woman named Kathy, who is one of the victims of Mad Pooper, tried confronting the Mad Pooper by yelling to the neighbors, "There's a lady taking a poop!"
In her yard.
Yes. There's a lady taking a poop! I can't imagine being one of her neighbors being like, what the fuck is happening?
You're just on your couch watching the morning news and you're like, wait, what?
I'm sorry, huh? Oh my god. I watched the interview of her talking about
The Mad Pooper or the
no,
neighbor?
Kathy. Oh, wait till you hear this. Okay, so she ran up to this woman.
Mad poop?
Yes.
Oh no.
And she's like, "Are you seriously doing this in front of my children? Are you crazy?" And the woman just said, "Yeah, sorry," and ran off.
Oh my god.
It gets better.
Does she have digestion issues? Like, what's going on?
I don't know.
How long are you out jogging?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay. So the Mad Pooper suddenly disappeared.
Okay.
But continues to be a viral topic, and the toilet paper company brand Charmin even tweeted at #MadPooper, stating, quote, "If the Mad Pooper turns herself in, we'll give her a year's supply of toilet paper to help her with her runs. #enjoy the go."
Stop it. That's awesome.
And the company Squatty Potty has been cashing in on her fame as a social media campaign.
The Squatty Potty.
Yes. I love it. Videos of all of this have since been removed, but everyone still isn't sure what happened to the Mad Pooper. But all that is known is no arrest was made. So, after all that, it became like an internet meme that, like, yeah, Penis Man is like the superhero, and the Mad Pooper is his arch nemesis.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That was amazing.
That's my chaos.
That was chaos.
So, want to hear my Thorthas?
Yeah.
So, my sources are Thrillist.com, /news/station /Mad Pooper Colorado Jago apologizes for pooping on family's lawn. www.kktv.com. Daily News, All That Is Interesting, and of course, one of my favorite podcasts, Distractable, with Mark, Bob, and Wade, as in Markiplier, Lord Minion 777, and Meiskirim.
Wow.
And they talked about Penis Man and the Mad Pooper a couple times, so yeah.
Fucking love that. Can you imagine being someone that got victimized by both? It says Penis Man on your garage and then a human poop in your yard. You're like, what the fuck?
Also, just imagine the fact, like, what would Penis Man do as, like, his superpower to go against Mad Pooper?
I don't know. It sounds like maybe he's like John Dillerman.
Oh, yeah.
He just slaps her in the face with it.
Slaps her in the face.
Stop pooping.
Stop it. Oops, stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Oh my god, she's throwing shit at him like a monkey and he's whacking her with his penis.
Just imagine she has like a tube connected to her asshole.
It sounds like she needs to. She needs a coloscopy
and
bag.
it turns into a gun and she's just like...
If she can't get it under control for her morning jaunt, then she needs to talk to a physician.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a picture of her and you can't see her face.
Oh, because they still don't know who she is,
No,
right?
like, I think that someone said her name is Shirley something, but nobody knows her last name. And the spokesperson...
She's got PR. Okay, so, but she apologized on, like, Twitter, but nobody knows.
No, she didn't apologize on Twitter.
Oh.
She hasn't publicly apologized. She's, like, nobody knows where she is or who she is.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
Yeah, there's a lady taking a poop!
Oh my
It's
god.
like, what the fuck?
Oh my God. Oh my God. That was a good chaos, sister. I don't know where you find this shit. I don't know what kind of Google searches are on your computer, but good for you.
Good for you.
I fucking love you so much.
I love you.
Good chaos story, sister. Do you got anything else for the good of the order?
No, I'm winded from laughing so hard.
Me too. Michael's making us dinner.
Let's have Eggs Benedict.
We're having Eggs Benedict for dinner.
Woo!
I love all that. And this was motherfucking,
chaotic.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of Crime, Wine, and Chaos. Artwork by Erica Peterson. Music by Paul Abner. Audio editing by Amber Clifton. We are on Facebook at Crime, Wine, and Chaos and on Instagram at Crime, Wine, and Chaos Pod. If you would like to support the show or submit a listener story, you can visit our website at crimewineandchaos.com for our Patreon link and listener story submission. Cheers!